Hello, Internet! Welcome back to Antiheroes in Exandria, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. My name is Kay, and I'll be your dungeon master for this 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons show. Pew, 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 pew. I've got a list of announcements to get through as always, but we're going to start off with player introductions. Nick, take it away.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Easter Selberg, the human archfey patron warlock.
I'm Ethan, and I play Zofdal Zephyrax, the Dragonborn Graviturgy Wizard, and also Avarice's Quarry, the Swarmkeeper Ranger.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I play Bonks, the Bugbear Barbarian.
Hey, I'm Melissa, and I play Angelica Jacobson, who is a fearful druid. Angelica Jacobson.
All right, so those announcements. We premiere our episodes on YouTube every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Tonight, we are resuming our side adventure, which is set in Exandria. You can see some stat cards over that way with the character portraits that were drawn by me. We are using music this season, so you'll hear some selections from the Critical Role soundtrack, Welcome to Tal'Dorei, also from Incompetech, Tabletop Audio, and BattleBards. Check the video description for links, credits, important resources, and other information. You can also follow us on Twitter at Antiheroes Anon for news and updates. And yeah, last but not least, enjoy the show. Share it with your friends, click the like button, talk about us with good feelings, please. Before I get any weirder, let's cue that intro video. Welcome back. Let's start off with a recap of last week, shall we? The Quatrefoils have ventured into the Feywild to rescue Zoph from the clutches of Pascal Roth and Zoph's brother, Rivon Zephyrax. Their guide is an Eladrin? Is that how you pronounce it? Eladrin?
That's a good question.
I meant to ask before we started recording, totally forgot. Their guide is an Eladrin ranger named Avarice's Quarry, who promised to lead them safely to their goal. Instead, he inadvertently took them directly into the hunting ground of a pack of hungry displacer beasts. As they approached the Gelid Coil, a dangerous stretch of winter between them and their destination, Quarry informed Easter that the trip is a test on behalf of their mutual patron, and that there is a special reward in it for her if she passes. Meanwhile, Zoph doesn't seem to want rescuing, feeling more guilty than angry at their brother as they all voyage toward Jorhas and their family home, where their mother awaits.
I don't want to meet Mom.
That sounds
All right.
weird. Meat.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the rest of the party to greet your parents?
I mean, you may not have a choice.
Daddy-O's dead, but yeah, you don't want to meet my mom.
You may not have a choice. All right, let's get some. Here we go. So, somewhere deep within the forests of the Flock Alps, a traveling party is making camp for the night. A group of about 20 or so individuals have spent the last few hours erecting tents, building campfires, preparing meals, and so on. Now they are spread out within a large clearing they have claimed as their domain for the evening, congregating in smaller circles to share food, drink, and laughter. A few faces stand out in the crowd. A stout, feisty fire genasi woman with smoldering, flaming curls worn in a faux hawk, deep red skin and yellow eyes, is in the midst of regaling a cluster of new recruits with some kind of wild tale. A pale, willowy half-elf woman with her onyx hair cut in a severe asymmetrical bob sits alone, sipping a drink quietly as her amber eyes take in the scene. Pascal Ross lounges around one of the campfires, his arm draped over the shoulders of a slender dwarf with short-cropped black hair, gray eyes, and a cleanly trimmed beard. Occasionally, you catch him leaning in to whisper intimately into the dwarf's ear, and they share a secret smile. Zoph, you are snapped out of your reverie as a heavy hand claps you on the shoulder. And you look up to see your brother smiling down at you. He hands you a bowl of rabbit stew. Eat up, little sib. We have a while to travel yet before we make it out of the Alps.
I'll kind of take the stew and push it around a little bit with the spoon or the fork or whatever's in there. This stew you're doing, or?
Oh no, I still can't cook, but we have people in the party that are better at that than I am. I'm really great at hunting. I can kill the rabbits. Don't ask me to cook them, please.
Yeah, Zoph just kind of like nods and then stares into the stew for a moment, kind of like thinking a little bit, and then takes a tentative bite and then just says, not as good as Angelica's. And then just takes bigger bites. Starts eating it.
Well, I'm glad to see you have an appetite, even if it's not up to your normal standards. We are on the road and all. He kind of puffs a little bit, looks out at the group. Have you had a chance to meet any of the others yet? I know it's only been a few days since we left. You've been keeping to yourself a lot, I've noticed.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to meet everyone here.
Oh,
Is
well,
that
don't
weird?
say that. There's plenty of good people here. Take Cinder, for example. And he points over at the fire genasi who's regaling the new recruits. She's a little fireball. Although, is that racist? He kind of looks at you and shrugs. Anyway, she's pretty funny. She's been with the group for a long time. She's, I think, from the southern part of the Empire somewhere. Anyway, she always makes me laugh. She's great. You'd like her.
How long have you been with this particular group of people?
Not too long. Not too long. I'd say I they took me into their embrace not long after you left.
Zoph nods and then just kind of looks Ravon in the eyes and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, I'm glad that you found some people to count as friends.
Well, sure. But, it's more than that. These people look to me for leadership and guidance.
Well, you've always been a good leader. Nothing's
thank
changed
you.
there.
I know, but thank you, all the same. I have to say, if anyone in here is my friend, it's Pascal. I was overjoyed when he contacted me to say he found you.
Zoph gets a bit of a sour look on their face and then says, I haven't really met anyone else, but from what I can see, he's my least favorite.
Aw, don't be too hard on him. He had a difficult mission, and he was put in a tough spot if what he told me is true. After all, he had a directive straight from me to bring you in.
Was that his mission the whole time? Or was it only once I appeared that he changed plans?
Well, originally his group was there to recruit. that's his calling, his position
I
within
can see
the
how he'd be good at that.
Yeah, so that's what he was doing. And when he crossed your path, or when you crossed his, he reached out to me and I gave him the order to bring you in.
Were you nearby the whole time?
I wasn't too far away, no. I
It's
was
funny how
still in
we could have
Shorehouse,
been-
but I had my ways of getting there quickly.
It's just funny how we could have been so close to each other and had no idea. You know?
Well, it's a small world, as they say, right? Little Sib?
Since I left, I've come to realize it's actually a pretty big place. People say it's a small world, but it's huge. There's so much out there that we didn't know about. So much out there that Mom didn't tell us about.
Well, sure. But, Mother has her own inadequacies.
Yeah, she does.
She suffered a big trauma, You have to cut her a little bit of slack. I don't think she ever recovered after Draconia fell. I know that you don't remember it. You weren't even hatched yet, but imagine losing everyone you loved in one day, in one moment.
I can imagine it.
Does things to people,
So, okay. Tell me about this dwarf then, the one by Pascal.
Oh, I don't actually know him. Looks like
Really?
he's pretty close with Pascal now, though, isn't he?
It looks that
Yeah,
way.
he's a new face. There are a lot of new faces in the crowd, to be honest. Lots of new recruits. I've met them, but I'm terrible with names, as you know. So there's a couple, like he kind of gestures over to the half-elf woman who's kind of standing apart from the crowd. He's like, I don't know who that is yet either. She looks like she could use a friend, though.
Yeah, honestly, if I could talk to any of these people, I think maybe it'd be her. I don't know, just based on first impressions.
Well, he claps you on the back, says, I think it's great. If you want to go around and talk to people, meet people, and, maybe keep an open mind when it comes to Pascal. He's a smooth talker, but his intentions are good.
I haven't met a smooth talker whose intentions have ultimately proved to be good, but who knows? Like I said, the world's a big place.
Indeed it is, little Sib.
For you, I'll try to keep an open mind. But he's not starting off on a good foot, I'll tell you that.
I'll grant you that. That was a little bit of a rough approach. Genius, though. He kind of chuckles. Anyway, you finish your dinner and go mingle. I've got to make the rounds as well. Got to check on a few things, but I'll come back and catch up with you later, all right? He stands up, kind of stretches, pats you on the shoulder again, a little bit too hard, and he starts walking off. He waves, someone else in the crowd waves him over, and he goes to say hi, and you hear his boisterous laughing from a ways away.
I'll look around the group again. Okay, couldn't hurt to talk to one, and if that goes poorly, I keep to myself. So I will go over and talk to this half-elf woman.
Sure. Yeah, so she's just got a cup of something that she's holding between both of her hands. And her eyes clock you as you approach, and she kind of looks. Can I help you?
Rivon told me I should get to know a few people around camp, and you seemed the least busy.
What gave you that impression?
Well, that dwarf man over there basically has his mouth glued to Pascal's ear, and well, the fire genasi over there seems to be, I don't know, pretty into her stories.
Yeah, they're pretty entertaining, I have to admit. I like her. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Zofdal Zephyrax. You can call me Zof.
Soph. I'm Olira DeCall. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Olira. That's a nice name.
Thank you.
So you're a new recruit to Pascal's group?
Yeah, I
I
guess
guess
I
it's
am.
Rivon's group, huh?
Who?
Rivon?
Oh, is he? You
My-
mean, oh, the exemplar, the one you were talking to. Got it.
Yeah.
Yvonne. Okay. Everyone just calls him exemplar.
Oh,
I didn't know what his name was.
I wonder if I should do that. That'd be weird. Yeah, Rivon's my brother, so
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Well, I guess I should have guessed. I can see the family resemblance.
There's really only two of us in this crowd, so yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, you know.
No, I know. Don't worry.
Nice. Well, it is a comfort to be around other newbies. I'm kind of excited. I've never left Uthadern before.
Oh, so you were really freshly recruited then.
Yeah.
What was it about Pascal's speeches that drew your interest?
He
just seems more the type to draw, you know, the passionate fire genasi type, and not the quiet drink by myself half elf type, I guess.
I just wanted to learn how to stand up for myself, and it felt like he could teach me how to do that, how to take up space, you know, how to get what I deserve.
What is it you think you deserve?
Well, we'll find out.
I guess so. Well, I mean, in any case, I guess, you know, learning how to stand for yourself, that's a feeling I can resonate with a little bit.
Yeah, I think everyone deserves to have self-confidence and learn to love themselves, you know? I'm getting there, but I've just started. So we'll see.
I had to leave a place and strike out on my own to find that for myself. But for some
So
people,
we
it's the
have
other
that
way
in
around.
common too. Leaving home.
Yeah. Though I guess now we're going back to my home, apparently.
Oh,
So
where is your home? I haven't heard. I just know that we're headed towards.
you left with this
storehouse.
group without even hearing where you were going?
Well, I mean, they said we were going to meet the Fuck, hold on. Where are my notes? So many titles in this cult. Auspex. They said we were going to meet the Auspex, but that it would be a long journey.
Oh.
We won't be officially like part of the family until we get her blessing. So
Would Zoph know? Is that like, is Auspex a title that their mother has?
their
Or-
mother does. That's not their mother's.
That's not their mother.
Their
okay.
mother does not have a title
She
as
doesn't
far
have a
as
title. Okay.
as far as you know. Yeah.
Well, this is the first I've heard of an Auspex. I thought we were just
Oh.
going to Asarius, but
Oh well, maybe we are. I don't know. I just heard we're traveling south. So, not
Well.
that they'd tell a new recruit like me anything.
I bet you could get the fire genasi to tell you some stuff.
Yeah, she probably
Seems
knows more
talkative.
than I do. Yeah. Yeah. Or you could, talk
Oh,
to her.
I don't really know anything either. So, oh,
Right,
talk to
but
her.
she
I
would
mean, I
know.
guess I could.
She would know, right? I mean, I it doesn't really make a difference. I'm along for the ride wherever, so.
Well, that's the spirit.
It's all exciting. It's all new places for me. So, but sure.
I'll leave you to it. It looks like you're having fun drinking your drink by yourself.
Oh, I'm just, learning a lot about everyone here. That's
Just
fun.
by watching. That's one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you ever want to chat again, I guess you
Sure.
can come find me.
Oh, it was really nice to meet you. I'm happy to have a sort of friend.
We can be friends. We don't have to be sort of friends. We could be friends. I think that's fine.
I'd like that.
Me too. And Zoph extends kind of like a hand as a handshake.
She takes it. It's a very
All right.
gentle grip.
Yeah, Zoph doesn't squeeze too hard either or anything like that. Yeah, they'll kind of wander away a little bit and kind of reevaluate the state of the camp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the fire genasi woman has finished her stories and people are starting to disperse and she's getting a refill of whatever ale she was drinking. So it's a good opportunity to nab her if you wanted to talk to her. Pascal and the dwarf are still sitting together, but they're like not tucked in a corner trying to be secluded. They're like around a campfire with a couple other people and like chatting and having a good time.
Zoph doesn't want to talk to Pascal. So
I figured.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sure. Zoph will go over to where this woman is getting her drink refilled.
Great. So as you walk up, she's just topping it off and she's kind of stretches and, she's kind of a, stocky woman.
Mhm.
So she's, shorter than you, but I guess most people are short dragonborn, but
I forget Zoph's actually live tall.
kind of tall. But she sees your approach and she's like, hey, you're the exemplar sibling, right? I've been meaning to come and talk to you.
Oh, you have?
You want a drink? She starts pouring one for you anyway.
Okay.
Hands it to you.
Zoph will take a little sip.
It's definitely fire whiskey.
Mm. Yeah,
Burns.
gonna sip that instead of taking big drinks.
It's like, don't tell Pascal, but I definitely smuggled a keg out of Uthadorn when we left.
Would
good
Pascal
stuff.
be angry about that?
No. I don't think I've seen him get really angry about anything. It's pretty easy going.
So you've known him for a while then, huh?
Oh yeah, sure. Sure. I've been tagging along as he's on his recruiting trips for a while.
And do you help with the recruiting or
Yeah, well, I mean, I let
you
him
have
do
another
most of the
job?
talking.
He's pretty good at that.
Yeah. I'm not so much of a talker, I like to tell some funny stories here and there, but no one's gonna come and follow me into a battle, if you know what I mean. Or whatever.
Or whatever.
They might share a drink and laugh at my expense, I'm used to that.
So you're usually the person who has their expense laughed at rather than one who does the laughing?
Why can't it be both?
That's true.
But tell me about you, though. I mean, I'm so thrilled that you're here with us. Like, Oh man, your brother was beside himself. Like, you should have seen his face when he got here. He was like, "Where is my sibling? Did you hurt him? What did you do?" Rah, 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 rah. It was pretty scary.
So he didn't seem. He didn't seem. I don't know, apprehensive about finding me at all. It was more excitement.
Nah, I wouldn't say it. Why would it be apprehensive?
Why? I don't know.
been looking
we
for
just
you for
haven't met in a
ages.
while, so
Yeah. It's been looking for you for ages. Was worried about you.
I've been trying to find the right person to ask this, and since maybe you've known Pascal for a while and we're part of the group, do you know? Were my friends? Were they okay? After, my brother managed to. Pascal managed to catch me and bring me to my brother. Do you know what happened to my friends?
I don't. I did not ask. Didn't know you were with friends. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to ask Pascal about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zoe throws a, I don't know, not a very pleasant glance over at Pascal.
Oh look, I'm sure your brother knows too. You could ask your brother, right? Like, I'm sure they've talked about it, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd feel good about asking my brother though.
Yeah.
Maybe I will ask Pascal.
I mean, he's not gonna lie about it. I doubt that. I mean, if you were with people and his job was to get you and bring you, I'm sure that's what he did. Maybe they're fine. They're probably fine. He'd have no reason to hurt him, right?
Unless that
Probably.
reason was to get me.
Well, I mean, I guess it would depend on how desperately they were trying to save you, right?
If I know my friends, it would have been pretty desperately.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, kid. But hey, I'm sure they're fine,
Sorry, I didn't mean to burden you with this. I just thought since you were with Pascal, unlike some of the new recruits.
I knew that he was going to get you. I did not go with. It's not my realm of expertise. Like I said, I'm not really good at the talking thing,
But it seemed like the group that you had around you listening to your story thought you were pretty good at talking.
Well, yeah, telling stories is one thing, but like being persuasive and junk, like,
Sometimes a good story is all you need to persuade someone.
You might be right.
Stories can change hearts and minds.
She looks like she's never actually considered that before.
What was the story you were telling about? It sounded funny.
Oh, well, it was this one time we were passing through the Zemni fields and God, there was this big ass cow, right? Big ass. I've never seen this cow that big. And I was like, I bet you I can tip the cow with just my finger. And she goes into this huge story about how she goes cow tipping, trying to set fire to the grass, and ended up burning a lot of people's shoes.
Well, that's quite the story.
Story takes 20 minutes. When it's done, she's got her hands out like this, and there's little flames on every fingertip. She was like, I was creeping up just like this. And then somebody tripped me.
Did you ever find out who it was?
No! I think they're dead now. We lost a lot of people traveling north. Bandits and such. It's a pretty rough country down there. Don't ever go to the Empire. It's not worth it.
I've been. Well, okay. If I've learned one thing from this conversation, it's that I'm going to make sure my boots are on the other side of my bedroll from where you're sleeping.
Probably a smart idea, yeah.
Yeah. I needed a good laugh. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, I am so happy to cheer you up anytime. And you know what? You ever need anything and you don't want to talk to your brother about it, and you still are giving Pascal the old stink eye, you can come to me. I'll get you set up. All right.
I appreciate that. It's a little bit late to ask this after having listened to your story for the past 20 minutes, but did I ever get your name?
Yeah, it's Cinder.
Cinder, right.
Right. And you're
Zofdal Zefrax. You can call me
Zofdal.
Zof.
That's right. Zof. Yeah. Zof. That's a cool name. It's a cool name.
I'm glad you think so.
Hey, can I ask you something? Maybe
Sure.
this is a little bit personal, but I've been curious about it because, you know, the Exemplar doesn't really talk about it that much. But, like, why did you even leave in the first place, huh? Like, I was thinking this whole time we were looking for you, like, well, maybe what if they don't want to be found? Like, what then? So why'd you leave?
It's probably a longer story than I want to get into right now, but we'll just say I didn't want to be found.
Then
And leave
why'd
it
you
at
come
that.
back? Why'd you agree to come with us?
I didn't.
Well, that's awkward. Sorry to bring it up. If you try to escape, I might have my hands, kind of tied and, having to like
I'm not planning to
subdue
escape.
you or whatever.
I'm not planning to escape.
All right. Hey, it's all gonna work out, right? Whatever issues you got, we'll handle it. We're kind of like a family here, and like the Exemplar's been real good to us, and we're all like happy to have him, even though he's kind of new. He's something special, and we're all just really happy that you're here. So sorry.
That's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. I just have a complicated relationship with family. And I'll just give a little kind of pained smile and take the final sip of my fire whiskey, and then kind of turn around determinedly towards the campfire and say, now, if you excuse me, I need to go talk to the man who kidnapped me.
Good luck. Let me know if you need me to light his boots on fire for you.
Yes, please. Please do.
I'll do it. She like downs the rest of her whiskey.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Zof will make their way over and kind
Sure.
of plant themselves awkwardly in front of Pascal and this dwarf. And then kind of thinking the better of it, we'll like find a seat at the campfire a little ways away from them, and we'll sit down and we'll kind of lean towards Pascal and try to get his attention.
Oh, you have it.
Oh, great.
From the moment you entered his field of vision awkwardly and stood there, he's been watching you with kind of this kind of amused smile on his face.
Yeah, Zof can't Zof is probably trying to, but can't seem to manage to hide the resentment, I think, that they're feeling right now.
Pascal clears his throat. He says, Zof, it's good of you to join us, please. Enjoy the fire.
Thank you. I came over here because I need to ask you a hard question.
Of course. It's the least I can do after what happened. Ask away.
Did you or your people kill or harm any of my friends in the process of capturing me?
No.
Insight check.
Sure.
It's not very good. Let's see.
Your question was kill or harm?
Yeah. 14.
Okay. He is just smiling very serenely at you. Very hard to read him.
Okay. Zoph leans back and says, "See, how can I trust a word you say?"
If you were predetermined to not trust me, then why did you ask?
Because I had to. I couldn't go another day without having an answer, even if it was an answer that I inherently can't trust. I just needed to know.
Zoph, your friends fought to save you. I defended myself only. They still live. My orders were not to kill, just to recover you.
But you would have killed if it took that to recover me.
No.
Okay.
No, that is not why we were in Uthadurn to begin with. Maybe I would have had to, beat them within an inch of their life, but if they were so relentless, but they were preoccupied. Although they did kill quite a few of my people in the process.
Yeah. Thinking back on it now, I think that might be partially my fault. Before our confrontation with you, I'd been having a little bit of a conflict with one of my friends over the topic of casualties, in the line of what we do. And I thought I had a hard position on the matter until you and your little group stepped back into my life. And I think maybe in the heat of the moment, I may have given that permission. I don't know. It's all a blur to me.
Every person who has conviction must face this question of morality at one point in their lives. It is not for you to blame yourself for the decisions of other people. If you hold true to your own beliefs.
It's just that in that moment, I didn't care if you and your group died. I think I wanted it, in fact. Up till that point, I had an image of myself. I thought there was a hard line there that I wouldn't want to cross. And now I know differently.
Well, I forgive you. And if you have a chance to kill me again and you want to take it, I forgive you for that too.
I don't forgive you. And if I have that chance, I probably will take it.
It is your right. It is what I deserve.
It's not my right, and you don't deserve it, but nonetheless, I think I would.
You really are Rivon's sibling.
Does he talk like this?
Oh, the spirit of vengeance is alive in him as well. And conquest. Taking down his enemies with passion. It's what drew him to the Dragon Queen in the first place.
He's always been like that. The passion, that's always been there.
It's very
It's one of the
attractive.
things I love about him.
Yes.
He just points it in the wrong direction. And it's not his fault.
Who's to say it is the wrong direction, young Zoph?
I don't know. I believe it is the wrong direction, but who knows? I
Oh,
was just
indeed.
telling someone else, one of the new recruits earlier, that the world is a big place and I'm constantly learning new things about it. So
And it's going to get bigger every day. Although, we're bringing you back to Asarius, I hear, so smaller perhaps for you.
everywhere I've been since I left Asarius was new. This is my first time going back.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not right now. But I've been thinking about it.
Well, I know you hate me, but sometimes it's easier to bare your heart to a hated enemy than it is a trusted friend. So if you need an ear, your secrets are safe with me, Zoph.
I don't know if I believe that they would be, but you're right about your first point. It is easy to talk to you.
Did you get enough to eat? There's plenty more stew.
I'm good. I think I'm about ready to turn in for the night.
Yes, it is getting about that time. Good night, Soph. We, arrive in Aurelis tomorrow. Might be a little rough, so make sure you get your rest.
Yeah, Zoph nods, stands up, doesn't say goodnight, and walks away.
Okay? All right. You find your bedroll. Go to make camp for the night. And the curtain closes on Exandria. Pause for effect as I turn off the music.
Gosh darn it, Kay, making me feel things.
That's the whole point of the show. All right. Pause for effect as we start with the music. The passage of time here in the Feywild is strange. The sun does not follow a path across the sky to mark the coming of day or night, nor does the moon shift from its perch among the purple clouds. The land around you is basked in eternal twilight. You travel for what feels like days, maybe weeks, but maybe it's only been a few hours before you emerge from the dense aromatic forest. The moss and dirt below your feet makes way for pearlescent sand as you step out of the trees and onto a vast shoreline. The ocean beyond is unmoving, waves trapped in time as they make their way to the shore. You quickly realize it's solid ice. In the distance, you can see tall crystalline crests flash frozen mid-collision, their splashes curling upward and outward into the lilac sky above. At their base lies a pocket of shadows, what looks to be an entrance into this massive cavern of ice and crystal.
Well, like I said, here we are, the Gelid Coil.
We have to go through that.
Straight through, unfortunately. And as I said, it will be dangerous.
Okay.
How long is this going to
Angelica's-
take?
Well, I've never been straight through, but I'd guess a number of days.
And you have all the preparations for this taken care of, I'm assuming?
I've prepared as best I can, and with a group like you as capable fighters and explorers and adventurers as I've seen you to be, I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'm going to give Easter a look that's like, oh boy, here we go.
And Angelica is just in awe, staring around with her mouth open, gaping at everything.
There's like
Do you-
4 of Quarry's birds perched on your shoulders.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna change back into my ice lacrosse first here.
Yeah, you're probably going to need to. All right. So
How come
as
everywhere
a
is so
group,
cold? How come we never go anywhere that's warm?
that's
Our lot.
a good point.
If you wanted to go somewhere warm, you should have made a bargain with one of the Fae of the Summer Court.
None of them approached me. Sorry, DM. What was me?
no, it's fine. Totally fine. What was I saying?
Well, as far as I understand it, these caverns are, well, a little bit of a maze, a little bit of a trek, but I'm sure we'll make it through. As I said, I feel optimistic. It feels as if spring has come around the corner, and it's all going up from here.
It's a maze. Do you have a map or something?
No. But we'll be okay. Trust me. We just need to keep traveling dayward, which will get a bit difficult to determine, I'm sure, underneath within these caverns, but we'll figure it out.
I love that you are never pessimistic.
Sometimes I am when winter comes around and things get a little bit cold and I get a little bit tired, but not in spring. Never in spring.
I like Zoph better. They always saw the bright side, but they at least acknowledged it when there was a problem.
This Zoph of yours sounds like maybe a bit of an autumn, perhaps? Well, nevertheless, we're wasting daylight, shall we?
So you guys go up to the edge of the ocean, and Quarry steps onto it, no problem. Begins trekking across it towards the Gelid Coil.
See? Perfectly solid.
How do you spell what's Gelid? How do you spell that?
Gelid.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Yeah.
If you lick this ice, you can, in fact, taste the salt.
No, thank you.
No.
Your loss.
Does he lick it?
Get down on his
I
hands
mean-
and knees.
Well, he's licked it before. He doesn't have to do it again.
This guy.
Alright, I'll follow this lunatic.
You're not making a good argument for yourself.
No.
Corey,
That's fine.
at
That's
all.
fine.
All right. As you take your first steps into the Gelid Coil, the sounds of the outside fade away almost instantly. The walls inside seem to glow and glimmer in hues of blue and purple, casting a dim light over the tunnels ahead, which branch and spiral in many directions. The air around you is thick with cold and danger. Though the only sounds you can hear are the echoes of your footsteps and the distant tinkling of shifting ice.
Well, don't everyone look at me to say something. Ooh and awe. It's beautiful.
Can I
It is, but eerily so. Doesn't it kind of give you a creepy EBGB feeling, Easter? Or is it me?
Are we like fully in the caves at this point?
Yes.
Okay. I think Easter's response would be like, I actually like it better here because I can't see the tree line.
Mm-hmm.
that's true. Can I make a perception check? And
Yes.
listen or look for any dangers that might be nearby?
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have any reason I'd get advantage on this, so here we go. Oh, it's a natural 20 though, so maybe it's okay.
Oh, snap.
That's 23.
Okay. So you take a few steps ahead of the group and you peer down the various passageways, straining your eyes to see, and you listen. And you can hear the dull creaking of like settling ice. You can hear what might be animal footprints or scratching sounds, or very dimly in the distance. It's really hard to tell what could have made the sound, or if it was even coming from inside or outside. Everything echoes and gets distorted in here. As you're looking down these hallways, some of them seem to like twist, like that one in the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time, where you look down at it and it's just like, yeah. And there's another one that turns and it goes like straight up. And weird stuff. You don't know. There might be some kind of danger inside. I mean, Corey's told you it's a dangerous place. You don't hear anything within the immediate vicinity, but there might be something waiting for you somewhere.
Yeah, so creatures or traps, nothing nearby.
Nothing in the immediate vicinity that you know of.
Okay, so I'll go back to the group back. Seems safe so far, I guess.
Would it help if I transformed into something that had a little bit better sensory perception than we have? Angelo offers, but doesn't know which because it's ice. Maybe we just go along and I save it for when we need it.
Yeah, in here, is it like the paths branching like every few feet, or like what do we have to go on as far as like which way to go?
There's a lot of branches.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, I wouldn't say every few feet, but like maybe every 10 or 15 feet or so, there's like a new branch, or there's like forks that you have to pick one way or the other. You know, it's like a crazy, chaotic network of naturally formed tunnels. And maybe some that aren't natural, hard to tell from here.
We should try and go in a straight line, I think.
I concur.
Can I glean any more insight on that with my perception check on direction?
Retroactively.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure. Or I can roll something else.
You could, if you wanted to figure out which path would be going straight in the direction that you were going outside, like dayward, you could pick a path to start with from here, sure. With your natural 20.
Yeah, so then...
But they're all a little weird.
Yeah, so I'll point down one of the paths, and then I'll look towards Quarry and Easter and be like, how is this place even, like, what is this place? Why is it, what's its purpose?
Would Corey know anything? I don't think so.
Make a history check.
Okay. Not one of my specialties. That's a Zoph dice. I need a Corey dice. History. Dice off the chair. There we go. 6.
Easter, you can make a history check too.
Okay, yeah. Although at disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
Yep.
I think I still beat Corey. Although
Not
not,
hard
Not
by
hard to
much.
do.
No, I also got 6.
Oh no.
6.
Well, they say there are all manner of legends about the coil. They say that, well, one legend goes that in ancient times an archfey wanted to create a work of art so beautiful and on such a grand scale that it couldn't be contained to a single canvas. And so they came to this ocean and with great power of winter froze it solid and then tunneled all the way through, creating the coils that you see before you. But there are other legends that suggest perhaps they were created by ancient creatures of yore. Who's to say what is true?
Bunks shrugs.
Laughing at Zach's face.
It doesn't help us pick a direction, though. So I say we.
I think it's
I
this
say
way.
we. Yeah, I say we kick off in that direction, and then, well, I'll take it from there.
I don't know anything about most of Ferry, if I'm going to be honest. I spent a lot of it kind of cooped up in that tower we saw.
Hmm.
It's not like I got sent on a lot of errands or trips.
All right,
That's
let's
awful.
just give it a shot, I guess.
If that's the case, Easter, you're being very brave. Very, very, very brave.
Extremely.
I'm gonna. Do we have anything we can use as like dropping like little beans on the ground or something that we can trace our steps back? I'm a little worried about this place. I don't know if I have something.
The only thing I can think of is if Corey's birds were able to make mark of their own.
They're I don't know. They're kind of strange because they're not like fully
They're not real,
tangible.
Physical
though.
birds.
Yeah,
They're
Not real.
spirits.
they're nature spirits.
Like
That's
I could
really
like
funny.
make little chips out of the walls or something if it's just ice, right? I guess I could do like that, make little marks or something. But I don't have like a high quantity like rocks or anything I was carrying around that I can just drop every so often.
We don't have ink. I don't think.
I have ink.
Don't look at me. What's in your inventory?
Yeah, I'm looking at all my stuff.
I definitely
have-
have ink because my character art has me using ink.
I also have some ink.
You want to
Well,
make little
you
blots
have
of ink?
a notebook that you can write in.
The ink
Yeah.
is precious to me though, and I even have colored pens that I think Zoph got me.
I have a
Mhm,
playing
yeah,
card
owl
set.
feathers or
We could-
whatever.
I
Owl
could leave-
feather, yeah.
I could leave cards behind.
Are you willing to part with those?
It's just playing cards.
And if we have to go back the other way, we can play 52 card pickup.
Sure, we can try the cards.
All right.
Okay, so I'll start leaving cards. I guess it would help if like Bonk could make a little slit in the ice and I could just like
You can just like
stuff
hold
a
them.
card in
Yeah,
there.
let's do that. Yeah, we'll work together.
All right. Great. So you begin down this hallway.
They slit the
Tunnel.
sheets.
And they are
That
leaving a
was-
trail of playing cards. And yeah. Let's see. As you make your way through,
Making our way.
making our way through the coil, we're going to let's do maybe survival checks from everybody to see how well you're able to navigate.
Come on, Corey. Your best skill.
Hey!
Yes.
Yay!
Finally a good roll for Corey.
I'm gonna have Riot help me out
Sure.
so I can make a straight roll.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Cool. Glad that didn't have a disadvantage.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I would have gotten worse than a 6.
6 successes tonight, man.
Easter has not been rolling well since we got to the Feywild, though.
Yeah, it tracks though. It
Yeah.
tracks.
Quarry makes up for it with a 27.
Ooh.
It's very good.
What did Bonks get?
A 9.
Angelica got 18.
Okay. That's 2 successes and 2 fails. So yeah, so you're all making your way through.
Making our way.
Yep. This I said it and I just immediately regretted it. Through the tunnel, and it's really a strange experience because you swear you are going straight, but suddenly you're walking on the wall, and like you look down and Angelica's on the floor and Easter's on the ceiling, but then you kind of blink and shake your head and then you're all on the floor again walking. You turn a corner and start going down this like set of natural stairs, and then you look up and Angelica's going down the stairs on the ceiling, but you turn around and she's behind you. What is going on? Weird shit.
Don't like it here. I wish we were somewhere else.
I think that means we
No
failed
way.
our survival check.
Named Coil now.
You follow your instincts, Corey especially. You are so sure Dayward is that way, so you're taking turns and not even listening to the rest of the group when they try to protest.
Mm-hmm.
Turning this way, turning that way. Eventually, you all enter you get to the end of this tunnel and it opens up into this very large open room, cavern place. And you step about halfway through it and stop, realizing that ahead of you is a wall of solid reflective ice. You 4 can see reflected perfectly your own images.
Do we have to turn back or is there a way past this? Did you get lost, Corey?
No, I'm certain that this was the direction that we need to head.
Should I try to make a bonfire in front of it? Maybe we can melt it away.
Well, we could do that, or we could attempt to chip through it, or we could take one of the side tunnels and go a little ways.
What do you think? Should we take a vote? Should we crack it?
Is there something going on in the mirror here?
Why
He's
don't
just
you
gonna
make a
look at.
perception check?
Yeah. Have Riot help me. This is my secret weapon against exhaustion. I did not know how this would work from a history check, so that was like, well, that's going to be a disadvantage.
Well, yeah, I don't think it
Yeah.
would have. Yeah.
Would you believe that I rolled a 6?
A 6.
No way.
Yep.
That's 3 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Asmodeus appears.
Yeah, Asmodeus appears and kills you, and you're dead now.
Well,
Yeah.
hell.
Well, hail.
At least I'm not in the
Uh,
Feywild anymore.
Easter, there's something weird about this room. And you're staring at your own reflection. And you're staring at it. And all of a sudden your reflection goes, "Bah!" And you fall back on your butt scared. And you just see your reflection laughing, doubling over.
Okay, the Gelid Coil now it's making fun of us.
It could be that this is one of those, those situations you hear about where you run into yourselves in a mirror and they'll step out and we have to fight them and defeat them, overcome ourselves in order to progress forward. That happens in stories.
Well, I'm unstoppable, so we should go a different direction.
I vote
Um,
for crashing through.
Can Corey reach out and just like touch the mirror a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Feels like a mirror. Your reflection touches too. And smiles very kindly at you.
The pink
Like
hair
Easter's
looks good on you, my friend.
Corey?
Bonks.
Yeah. What?
I'm
Easter.
gonna message you something privately.
Oh, okay.
Easter has not gotten up from lying on the floor. She's just lying on the floor.
Yeah, Easter's reflection is a piece of shit and still laughing at you.
What did Angelica want?
What's your opinion
On where we go?
about the mirror? Do you think we could bust it? Or do you want to go around?
Is there a clear path around?
Make a perception check, both of you.
Alright.
Better than me.
– 11.
12.
There's no clear path around. It's solid ice, completely bisecting the room. Bonks, you said you got a 12?
Yeah, perception.
Yeah. You notice one thing.
Okay.
While everything in this reflection that you can see is a perfect mirror of what is in the room, everything except for the tunnel leading out of it, it's in a different place. And it looks different, like it's leading to a different place in the reflection.
Can I, like, walk backwards and watch my reflection go through that doorway or whatever, that path?
You can walk backwards.
But my
Your
reflection
reflection
doesn't.
is still standing there.
Hmm.
So could you go to the place where it's mirrored in to feel if it's solid on this side?
Yeah, we can try that.
The place, behind you on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Are you good at this?
I'll come over and give you guidance.
Oh, okay. Sure. D4. Yep. Okay, I needed it. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's a 10.
So you go back to the back of the room, and you're kind of feeling the wall and knocking on it and trying to find like maybe a hidden lever or switch or something to open the wall. You're not finding anything. And you hear the sound of like crystals behind you. And you turn to see Corey reach through the mirror, take the hand of his reflection, and walk through. And it shimmers like water, and then it's still again.
Okay.
Show
Is
off.
Corey's reflection just gone now?
Corey, you come to the other side, and your reflection is still there, as are the reflections of your friends. And they're all like gesturing
take a little bow.
toward the exit.
I knew it was one of those situations where you just had to overcome yourself one way or another. I would go
Everyone
and
else, you see Corey's
stand by
mouth
the exit.
moving. You can't hear him at all.
Hmm.
You can
I'll go
see he's
stand by the
talking.
exit and gesture to it.
Okay. Yeah, Bonks will come back up to the mirror and look at his reflection and say, "Can you help me get to the other side?" And he'll offer his hand.
Easter looks up. What? What are we
No.
doing?
No? Doesn't want to?
Easter's reflection is still pointing. Bonks, your reflection is just standing there, like, waiting.
Okay. I don't know who he's waiting for.
Okay. Angelica will say, "Hi, Angelica. I'm Angelica Jacobson. Angelica Jacobson." Says it 3 times. Holds out her hand. Angelica Jacobson.
You say Angelica Jacobson 3 times in the mirror.
Yeah.
Then your ghost appears behind you.
No!
All these spirited forest animals come and crash it down.
Corey, from the other side, you notice you can't hear anything your friends are saying either.
Can I hear anything the reflections say?
The reflections' mouths are moving, but they don't seem to have
They don't
voices.
say anything.
Yeah.
I'll go stand by the Easter one.
Easter reflection looks at you.
Yep. And I'll
Actually, she
just
kind of
say-
frowns.
Now, you're being quite rude, aren't you? Is that how you'd like to be treated if you were in her place? Yes, you are quite proud, aren't you? You're a proud and rude little thing. Well, I'll tell you a secret. Maybe it's not a secret, but the other you on the other side, no, she doesn't like me very much. And so if you don't like me either, the best thing you could do to spite both of us is to bring her over here. Then she's upset, and I'm upset, and, well, you're the only winner. Don't you think?
She kind of looks at you, and then she looks through the mirror at Easter. Gives you a very expectant look.
Corey will give a thumbs up. Behind near Easter.
Because that's reassuring.
Yep.
I guess Easter walks over to the mirror. Is this gesturing you're doing happening like right? Is she gesturing at Easter?
Yes.
Okay. Easter like tries to give herself a high five. I don't know what do you want from me here?
Why don't you make... Let's do a wisdom check.
Okay.
At advantage, because you've spent time in the Feywild.
Okay. So let's see. Hang on just a second.
Mhm.
Trying to remember how this thing works. Okay. I can communicate telepathically with Riot, so I'm gonna. This advantage is actually gonna be advantage. This Riot helps me out.
You don't get double advantage, though.
No, but the first advantage cancels out my disadvantage for all these checks that I'm making. So Riot's
Right.
help will give me actual advantage.
No, it
No?
doesn't work
Yeah.
that way. Because
Technically, if
2
you have-
advantages and 1 disadvantage are
Oh.
still neutral. It doesn't
Okay,
matter how
okay.
many advantages.
Okay,
you have.
so a flat roll.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
Otherwise,
cool.
it gets so messy.
yeah. Yep.
Wisdom check then. It's a 4.
Oh my gosh, I want to help you so bad.
I want help so
You
bad.
can't. Your dice aren't rolling very well.
I'll give Mirror Easter a little smack on the head. Just a little one.
I'll give you this though, even with a shit roll. You know that this means she's expecting some kind of payment from you.
Yeah, I know. I
That's-
had gotten that much, even like
Yeah.
as a player.
Yeah. And
Um,
whatever that means to Easter, having spent time in the Feywild, you can intuit whatever you want from that.
Okay. Okay, you want something from me. You want a favor? Okay. What if I offered to get you out of the mirror? Or do you like it better in there? Okay. What if I offered to put in a good word with you with a powerful Fae? Okay. What if I gave you these playing cards? I have like half a deck left. And I'll like push it into the mirror, I guess.
So you go to tap it against the mirror, and her hands come out and they grab your arm and they pull you through.
Ah!
And the wall goes.
Yeah.
And now Easter's on this side. And your reflection takes the playing cards and runs in the corner and starts like looking at them like a little gremlin.
Well done.
I'll just look at Angelique and be like, I hate this place.
Bonks and Angelica,
Curiouser
your
and
reflections are
curiouser.
still watching you and waiting, looking very curious.
Okay, so Angelica will look at hers and show the birds that are on her shoulder. Like, see, don't you want to play with these?
She kind of looks over at Corey, who's with her now, and she takes some of Corey's birds. Reflection
Wow.
Corey's birds even, so it's like she's got like twice as many.
Okay, well, in that case, how about some tea?
She holds her hand out to you.
Okay, so I'll reach in and I'll give her. I don't have any more Savalier wood. I'll give her the moss tea.
Is that one of the high teas or is that one of the normal teas?
It's normal. It's just delicious, no effect.
She shakes her head.
Well,
Druggy.
I'm saving the root tea, but she can have the mushroom tea if she wants it.
All of it?
She holds her hand
Or
out.
just a cup?
I'll give it to her.
She takes
Okay.
hold of you and the tea and pulls you through. And she takes the whole bag of it.
Oh my god.
And she gives you a hug.
Greedy little thing, aren't ya?
She's just looking very happy. Bonks, your reflection is still watching you.
I suppose you want something too, don't you? Care for a scholarly session about the notes that I've taken along my journey? No? Wow, you really aren't like me, aren't you? How do I have that this not Bonks would want? Doesn't want knowledge. Is it really Bonks? What do you, what?
You can roll a perception check to read Easter's lips.
Okay.
This is like the anti-bonk's fault.
That's a 10.
No, does that work?
I mean, a 10 is enough to get the gist of what you're trying to say.
If
Maybe
you
the
just
Yeah.
drew
words.
really
Maybe not.
slowly.
Maybe not. I don't think she's in that kind of a mood. Yeah, I think you can't make out specifics, but I think she's trying to say, like, don't think like bonks. It's not actually bonks. Think like a fae.
Because I know what they think like.
Yeah, she's not being super helpful here.
Do you want some things from the material plane? No, not anything. Well, I got nothing then, other than that. Do you want a weapon? No. Do you want thinking? Do you want some moonshine?
He holds up his notebook. He
Yeah.
has a copy of your notebook.
Right.
He writes in it.
Uh-huh.
And he turns it around to show you.
Yeah.
And he holds it up in the mirror. And it says, "Good times."
Good times. What? Like, just think of something? Or you want, like, a story? It's not, I don't know.
Did he say quarry just now? Did he say quarry?
Can we hear each other?
You guys on the other side now of the mirror, yeah, you can all hear each other talking.
Okay. Okay.
You just can't hear
Yeah.
the other side. Yeah.
Good times, I have no idea. Touching your forehead. Do you want me to write a story?
Make an insight check, Zach.
Alright.
I wonder if this Fae wants to come along with us.
5. Did I figure it
Wow.
out?
The dice really don't want me to help you tonight,
No.
you guys.
Do you want me to
You
write
just gotta
something
start
back?
trying something. At this time, you just gotta start trying something. You can't just
Yeah.
sit there and
Alright,
guess.
sure. So...
Because obviously just asking him what he wants is not working for
Yeah,
you.
alright, that's fine. Good times.
Could challenge him to a arm wrestling.
That was the other campaign.
That's good times.
Bonks versus tuppence. Who would win?
Oh, tuppence though.
Yeah.
Tuppence
Yeah.
would
Win.
yeah.
Duh.
I just have no idea what to try.
He told you he wants good times.
I don't know, what does that even mean though? Like,
You had 2 ideas.
yeah, alright. Can I, like, I'll pull... How much of this do I even have? I have... Hang on a second. Okay, well, I will, I guess, pull out a cask of moonshine. Moonshine? No. Okay, put that back. Maybe he wants like a story or something? Like, let's see, do I have any like books or something?
I think a couple of us have books that we bought back in God, what was the name of that little town?
Palebank?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you met the booksellers.
Could the rest of us from this side see what Mirror Bonks wrote before showing it
Yeah.
to Bonks?
Yeah. You
Okay.
could.
Quarry will take out an arrow and start
Mhm.
carving something in the ground close to the mirror
Okay.
where Bonks can see it. And
you can see him doing this.
when he's done carving it, it just says in kind of crudely carved letters, memory. Question mark?
Your reflection points to it.
They always want the memories, though, don't they?
They're terrible. I mean,
Memories.
what did you pay?
Oh, I just paid a compliment. I said that the pink looked good on
Oh
him.
my god.
Now, see, when you have a positive outlook, your reflection will too. The rest of you have difficult outlooks, and so they made it difficult for you, especially you.
How do you pay a memory? Let's see. So I guess
Remember the time when?
let's see. I'll tell the bonks in the mirror about the time where we tried weird tea with Angelica in Uthadern.
Oh, that's a great memory. And your reflection seems to really enjoy the story. And when you finish, he reaches out his hand for you.
Alright, so I'll take his hand.
You take his hand and he pulls you through the mirror, and as soon as you pass through, you can't remember the story you just told.
Mm-hmm.
That memory is gone.
Yeah, I figured as much.
You gotta not take deals like that, bonks, or there's not gonna be much left of you by the time we get out of here.
Like I knew that when we got here.
I know, I'm doing my best here, but man. I guess
It's not like
your
he was gonna take anything else.
I know, I guess your mirror self wants what you want, sort of.
Not really.
Now that all four of you are on this side of the wall, your four reflections all bow. And then they step back into the wall and disappear. And you're alone on this side of the wall now.
And I wish it would have been more simple, like finding the other passage on the other side.
Yeah, it's not ever that simple in the Feywild.
Yikes.
But bonks, you said you found the exit from here?
I mean, it just points
Yeah.
to the new exit now.
Alright, let's go.
Okay. You guys exit the room into a new tunnel, and you continue to make your way through the Gelid Coil. We're going to shift now back
Oh, are
to
we?
Exandria.
I thought I had escaped.
Nope. We didn't get any Zove last week. I'm making up for it now. There it is. In the early hours of the morning back in the Flotket Alps, the Caustic Heart traveling party packed up their things and continued their hike through the woods. Upon arriving at the tree line, Ravan gives the command to stop and spend some time conferring with Pascal. As Pascal steps up to address the group, Ree strides among them, places his hand on the shoulders of four individuals in turn, including you, Zove, and pulls you all aside. We have a couple of rowboats stashed away in Aralis, just across the river from here. The five of us will recover them and bring them round to load up the rest of the potty. Potty? Yep. The rest of the party on the shore here. Hierophant Roth will stay behind with the civilians to ensure their safety. So if you look around, and the others, among the others that have been selected are the half-elf you were speaking with yesterday, Olira, Cinder, and the dwarf friend of Pascal. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. If you have any questions, now is your time and your chance.
Ree,
Yeah.
are we expecting hostilities from the people of this settlement?
Well, how much I assume you didn't come up this way when you came up from.
No, I came a different way.
Well, let's see. Oralis. Well, it's an abandoned settlement of Uthadurn. It was meant to be a farming settlement or some such, but the land was ultimately deemed infertile and they abandoned it years ago. But since then, the Barovskra orcs have taken over. They usually are not much of a threat, except this is one of their, well, it's their turf. So yeah, we could be met with some resistance if they see us as invaders. But we have to cross through the town to get to our boat. So we have to be a little bit on the sneaky side, but I've picked 5 of you, 5 of us, 4 of you, I can count, as the best members to form a forward party.
Ree, I mean, you know I've never been terribly quiet or sneaky. Surely there's
Yes, well,
better people.
He kind of gestures at himself and his very loud armor. I'm not sure sneaking is going to be an option, but we can try. I'm more concerned with having the firepower to defend ourselves when we run into trouble.
Well, maybe we can negotiate then.
Not likely. They shoot first and they ask questions later.
Do I have all of my stuff?
Yes.
Oh, they didn't take it away.
Nope.
Okay.
You came willingly and not in chains, so you have your stuff.
Okay. I will look Ree hard in the eyes and say, I really, really don't want this to end up the way you seem to think it's going to end up. Please promise me we'll try to negotiate if we can.
He gives you a long look. He says, I think that your intentions are honorable. We can try. But I have a feeling that we'll end up with their arrows in our backs before we can get 3 words out.
Then we try 2 words.
Well, let's hope the Dragon Queen is on our side then. Come! And you can see that as Ree straightens up ahead of you, Pascal has finished his invigorating address of the group, and they are starting to find shelter among the tree line.
Beforehand, I want to ritual cast comprehend languages on myself.
Sure. You can do that.
I think that's the only thing I can do really to prepare.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. So Ree is giving you guys a second. You can see your companions have also gotten their gear ready. I am dealing with music. Hold on. There we go. Your new friend, Olira, she's got a dagger in her belt. But she seems to be favoring a staff, magical staff of some kind. Cinder has got a scimitar on her back and a dagger in her belt. she's like cracking her knuckles, adjusting her leather armor, studded leather armor. What a stud.
What a stud.
What a stud. And then the dwarf, whose name you have not yet caught, but you might be able to guess.
Might I?
Mm-hmm. He is wearing a splint armor that he's strapping himself into, and he's got a long sword and a short sword on his waist, heavy crossbow on his back. And he, despite his slender size, looks ready for a fight. And he does have on his splint armor the emblem of the glass blades on it.
Oh.
Mhm.
Is this someone that I have seen before?
I don't know if you guys ever met him, but you heard of him.
Interesting.
Mom knows who he is. Mom's over there nodding.
I'm drawing a blank.
It's
That
all
was
right.
so long
It's
ago.
been 9 months. It's fine.
Oh, that's right. There was I don't remember his name, but I remember who he is. I know who he is now. Okay.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah. Can I go over to, was it Olira?
Mm-hmm.
And say, hey, Olira, I noticed you seem to be favoring sort of a magic staff of some kind. What sort of magic do you know?
Oh, well, mostly, supportive and healing stuff. I mean, I'm trained as an acolyte, but I've recently changed my allegiances and deities, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to affect. I haven't really had a chance to really use it yet, but yeah, I can make sure that you don't die, hopefully.
So no invisibility or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, invisibility is a little bit out of my purview, but I can hey, I can make things light up. I can slam
too.
windows and doors open really loud, and I can give you a nice shield if you're in danger.
Well, that's nice. Well, all of those sound very useful. I thought maybe if I don't know any magic that's useful for sneaking, but I thought maybe you were picked
Yeah,
for the
me
team because
neither.
maybe you did, but I guess
No,
not.
not really. I'm somewhat stinky, but I think I'm here to support. I'm pretty good at healing magic and stuff, I think.
No, I'm looking at this team and I'm seeing each of the members, and it's clear that Ree thinks this is going to go one way. So
Well, I would trust him. He has been through this place before, right? I mean, he's the exemplar for a reason.
oh yeah, there's almost no one you want on your side in a fight more than Ree. Goodness knows he's saved me from my fair share of bullies, but I don't know. These people aren't bullies. They just live in this land,
Well, they kind of are, though. Like, haven't you heard of the Barovka orcs? Barovka orcs? Matthew Mercer, damn you and your names.
His names.
Ugh.
Well, I don't know that I have, but it just
I
seems
mean,
like
they are all about, the success of the hunt and offering sacrifices of their prey to the Stormlord or something, and they're super territorial, and they're kind of nasty. They're bad news. Like, even back in Uthadurn, we were warned about them if we ever left.
yeah, but I mean, knowing all of that, we're going into their territory. It would have
Sure,
been
but it was
peaceful
never their
otherwise.
It wasn't their territory to build.
Blah.
Tonight has been a great night for me and being able to talk like a regular human being. Thank you for putting up with me. It was never their territory to begin with, though. I mean, it was ours. I mean, Uthadurns, they kind of took it over.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not even their home base, right? They live like a little farther south, I think, somewhere out in the Rhine Plains. I don't know. I just think they're big bullies. Doesn't break my heart if we have to like mangle a few on the way to get our boats. At least if we do a show of power, maybe they'll leave us alone, you know? Maybe that's
Yeah.
what they respect.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we can try to talk. You seem like you like to talk.
Oh, no, no. I think that maybe Angelica and Easter are better at that than I am.
I think that if the exemplar thought that talking was an option, then wouldn't Pascal be with us?
Yeah, maybe. I love my brother. I do, but you know, I love him for all of his faults, and I'm very aware of what those faults are. That's all.
Okay. Well.
Sorry, that was a bit much for someone I've literally just met.
Well, I mean, that's what we're here for, I guess. Everyone's got faults. I mean, I don't have any siblings, but if I did, I probably feel the same way.
Zoph just nods and then just kind of lapses into quiet, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you guys finish your preparations, and Ravon leads you out of the safety of the trees to the river. You have to ford the river to get to the city.
Well, that's easy enough. Well, actually, let me check. Is it concentration? I don't think it is. Where would it say? Still not used to looking at character sheets.
Where's that stat block?
I'm trying to figure out if comprehend languages is concentration. So if I'd lose it if I cast something else. But I don't
Let's
see
see.
anything.
But
Oh,
you
it would
only
have a
lose it
little
if you-
C next to it.
If you cast
Neither of
something
these are
else that was
concentration. That's great. So I can
concentration.
keep comprehend languages, and I'll cast Tensor's floating disk.
Yeah,
Easy.
easy peasy. Your brother looks genuinely impressed. And you use the disc to help ferry your group across the river. I need to figure out my 1,000 tabs. There we go. You get safely to the other side of the river with the help of the disc. And you all walk quietly up the banks into the town. The town is quiet and eerily warm. Like, you know, it's spring, but there's still the chill in the air outside of being so far north and being in this kind of climate. But as soon as you pass the border into the town, it becomes somewhat temperate, balmy even, strangely. As you progress, the houses and the storefronts that you can see have been long neglected and they are dilapidated. It's not long before you can hear the gruff chattering of voices here and there, which you can understand because of your spell. Ravon holds a finger to his lips and he motions for the four of you to follow him. Zoph, I need you to make an Arcana check.
Okay. Something I'm decent at.
Mm.
Decent will only get you so far. 14.
14's pretty good. Yeah, as you make your way
Making my way.
through the streets, you catch glimpses of patterns seared into the rocky soil and the cobblestone. Arcane patterns like wards. And you're like, oh, that could explain the temperature here. If they did something magically to try to make it a place that could be used as farmland so far north. As you continue to make your way, God damn it.
Once you start saying it, you can't stop.
I can't
can't
stop.
go back.
As you continue through the streets, you turn a corner directly into a group of orcs. There's no way to avoid being seen. And they all straighten and point and shout, "Trespassers! To arms!"
Great.
And that's where we'll pick up next week. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching and listening to me trip all over my tongue tonight. And I hope you come back for more of the same next week. Good night.
Making our way.